Welcome, Scorpio. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, doing an April, May, and June reading, a preview grounded in the present moment. That present moment being the resonance of the full moon in Libra of just a couple of days ago, where in our local region there was a significant earthquake, shaking the foundations of our homes, our lives, uh, as we accommodate the seasonal shift from the long winter to the angry, rising dark mother, asserting her frustration, anger, uh, response to the way that we are violating her sacred space, our earth, the earth we share with one another. I pulled for you the Courage card. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. And this anger can be a form of courage, this that we are containing and trying very hard to channel so that it is productive. It is impactful in a way that we desire. It is not a response or a retaliation in a time of war. This is against war, but this is not silent. This is rageful expression of our disappointment, our pain, our loss. For the month of April, I have pulled for your overall energy the vessel, and this is from the Archetypes, Kim Kranz's guidebook that describes the body, the container, the cup. The vessel may be the most powerful archetypal form on earth. It is everywhere. Cups hold liquid, stoves hold fire, our bodies hold organs, our homes hold families. Through the simple act of separation, the vessel protects what it contains. Even the planets are contained within their circular orbits, or elliptical orbits, we will say. When this card appears, it's time to assess what is being held together and how. Is the vessel too tight, too loose, broken, empty, full, or perhaps there's no vessel at all and the contents spill in every direction? The vessel has a life cycle that must be honored. Is it time for you to rebuild, break, or repair? You must find out. So this energy in April is clarified by the Tower. My goodness. There's a lot of breaking going on. I think you would probably agree with me. A lot of explosion, implosions either. But the Tower is really more about God's anger, God's wrath, however you define that. The lightning, the illumination, the lightning bolt. The Yod and astrological aspect is described as a lightning bolt, the hand of God. This is an unusual or ingenious way of connecting forces. So the things we're holding together are not necessarily held together in any traditional or conventional way. It's considered an aspect of genius. As much as that word is distasteful to me, I'm trying to emphasize the uniqueness and originality, the creativity with which you are looking to bind things of value in your life. Hold things together that you value. Utilize what you are holding together for greater purpose. And this illumination is allowing you to see the way a plan that wasn't going according to as planned is actually creating an opportunity for your desire to be more closely aligned with. There's an opportunity to do things in your own way, to articulate your voice, to tell your story, to address a situation that is being neglected or abused. I'm going to clarify the Tower in April with a couple of cards. And cards are very active. The first one card, two cards. We have the Four of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles. Interesting. So it sounds to me like you feel firmly embedded in a foundation. You have established your base. You have sustained your base through careful planning and management, perhaps saving your money, prioritizing your needs so that you can build on this foundation. But you're understanding that the building that you want to do is to the effect of changing something. This can be changing the way that you earn money, changing the flavor of your home, perhaps shifting from a single family abode, a single person apartment to a shared house, moving from a house to a co-op. This can be changing the way that you earn money from your own business to a small nonprofit organization, or morphing that nonprofit into some kind of a corporation. These are just examples of the kind of change you're looking to channel your foundation into to be more effective and to implement the changes you want to see in the world. This is powerful because this isn't just about redefining yourself in your personal life, in your individual journey. This is about redefining a resource that we share in common, a new way of looking at the things we take for granted as our material privilege and right. Owning a home, having a home. How can we look at housing differently so that we can actually activate new, more expansive, more impactful changes in the world? Ones that are more accessible, allow shelter and protection, security for more people that aren't exactly like us or that have needs that are different from ours. In May, the venom. And this is described in the guidebook as the poison, the curse, the toxin. Much to our dismay, the venom is always lurking in the shadows in one form or another. Its toxic presence may be found in our relationships, thoughts, speech, or environment. Thankfully, the cycle of purification and detoxification comes so naturally that it's built into our every exhale. Archetypal venom is rarely remedied as easily, however, and it can come in potent forms and quantities that are deeply damaging to us and to the world. When the venom card appears, there's a harmful substance in our psychic realm that must be identified. Acknowledgement is the first step. Change is the second. The remedy will reveal itself in time, and with it, forgiveness. And this card is clarified by the Hermit. I think this is something that you have been looking at, seeking answers, seeking a personal direction in order to appropriately respond without venom, without anger, without hatred. And this is a delicate balance because it's important to you that allowing things means you become them. So what we tolerate, what we allow, what we think is just the way it has to be, even if we don't buy it or participate, we don't feel, we do become those things. And this knowledge has long pressured you to look deeper within, to be right with your actions, what you don't allow, what you declare, what you claim as your birthright on behalf of an entire group of people, certainly on behalf of your own principles and beliefs. But this is you working with the community that you inform through your searching, through your seeking, and through the experience, the authority of your experience. I'm going to clarify this one with a couple of cards as well. We're still in May, and I know that it isn't even realistic to quantify these kinds of major challenges into neat boxes, but certainly of time. But I think these are peak moments of processes that have been going on for years, in some cases for decades, and you most likely know what those are. So the Hermit cards clarified by the Seven Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, there's a lot of self-assessment going on here. You're looking at all the material artifacts of your life. You're looking at how useful they are, how excessive in some cases they are, how you are working, how you are accumulating possessions in a way that's actually working against your productivity. This isn't the first time that you've worked on this. This is part of a larger, almost philosophical detoxification for you, making sure that in order to accommodate your creative vision, your vision of real security, real protection, and real action, you are unencumbered by useless stuff. Trying to detoxify negative habits that are senseless and pointless, but have been conditioned in us by capitalist society, eternal shopping, eternally traveling to someplace new, unless it's for work. And for many of you, that is a feature of your work. It is carefully vetted, increasingly vetted, to make sure that it aligns with a need or an opportunity to learn and teach. This is beautiful energy, truly. I almost feel as though you are being brought in to a variety of communities to talk specifically about this, or to, say, for instance, write a grant or help an organization or team write a grant. Some elements of recycling or waste management, a way that you are helping organizations or even individuals to sort and declutter their homes, their closets, their offices, because this is something you too have been focused on for a while. Shedding the unnecessary stuff that really limits our ability to act in an assertive, positive, proactive way, particularly with regards to the changes we want to see in the world. In June, we have the storm. And the storm is described as the chaos, the whirlwind, the disorder. Possessing an energy much like the Tarot's Tower card, the storm undoes all that is. Everything that was solid, known, and relied upon is stripped down by the winds of fate. The storm is a great equalizer. No matter how far we've come on the path, no matter our age, wealth, or wisdom, we can't hide from its savage winds. Their disturbing howls stir anxiety and make it impossible to see and think straight. You must wait it out. If you try to fight the storm, you'll lose. A better option is to seek temporary shelter and a reliable friend. When all else fails, go within. There, for a moment, you settle into the eye of the storm. And this is really calling us back to the state of courage, I believe, that you're being exhorted to exhibit, right? That there is strength that is elicited by these powerful forces of nature or social forces that push us into a place of having to face our fear. If it's the fear of loss, the fear of not having some food to eat, the fear of not being able to protect our loved ones, the fear of losing our cherished institutions or communities that we value. The storm is clarified by the King of Pentacles, and you answer the storm with competence, with confidence, with the mastery of skills you gained over the years, with the exhibition and generosity of your experience, sharing what you've learned, how you've gained what you have, how you can use the resources at hand to create something you want or something that serves many others. This is a place of generosity with which you're responding to a chaotic situation, to social disorder, dysfunction. And this is coming from a sense of ultimate security in your skills and the mastery of your experiences. The knowledge that you have concrete, practical, realistic means to address any problem, any lack, and that sense of lack is a perversion of the abundance of the world. We live in a world that is abundant, and that is something through your actions, through your generosity, you're able to model for others who are insecure, who don't have your experience, who haven't been through the kinds of political upheavals we're experiencing now. There's something here about history, your ability to share or teach history to others as a way of soothing their anxieties that this too shall pass, but that we choose what we want in the world. Nothing is inevitable. We build. We're active participants in our lives. We shape our destinies. And I'm going to clarify this with a couple of cards. The Moon card, wow. And what else? The Moon card, oh, something beneath the star and the moon. Yes, wow. Scorpio, leave it to you to muster this subconscious fear, the power to face fears, the ability to recognize that those things that trigger us into uncomfortable places of guilt and shame are actually where our power resides. And in some ways, this again speaks to your ancestors, your spirit guides, your family of origin, your cultural heritage in some way that you have come to recognize assists you, that you're here to look clearly into the darkness, that your facility with dangerous, uncomfortable information and presence is part of what guides your vision forward. This is what has empowered your ability to recognize that we have greater potential than what is currently being called upon in our capitalistic world. That we are so much more than the things that we buy, the efforts we make to look like someone else, that the world is full of opportunities to learn and grow, and that can be done as part of a community, not part as individual advantage and success, but it is available to everyone, and we can make that so. I am so deeply inspired, as so often is the case. I'm going to finish this brief reading up with Flower Oracle and hope that this has been helpful to you. I always appreciate whatever comments you leave, ways that you share, if or how this has resonated for you. The Lenten Rose, the key word is protection. Conserve what you have and save a little. And I leave it to you to extrapolate that into any situation that you find yourself in now. I'm so appreciative of your presence here. Thank you. And until next time, namaste.